Today I'll show you how to trim up a flying goose unit. The goose finished size is going to be 1.5 by 2.5 inches. The first thing I'm going to want to do is to allow for a nice 1/4 inch seam allowance so I get a nice point on my goose. I'm going to take the 1/4 inch line of my ruler and line it up with the very point of my flying goose triangle right there. And then I'm also going to line up one of the straight lines across my ruler with the top edge of my unit so that I will be getting a nice square 90-degree cut. Then I'm going to use my rotary cutter, trim along there to get a straight edge. Turn my goose around, and now I want my goose to be 1.5 inches tall, so I'm going to line up the top edge of my ruler with the 1.5 inch line on my ruler, aligning one of the lines that go straight across with the top edge of my goose. I have the 1.5 inch line here, and I'm going to trim off the bottom of my flying goose unit. My next step is now to trim my goose so that it's 2.5 inches wide. I'm going to turn my unit around, line it up with one of the lines on my cutting mat here, and then I know that if that's 2.5 inches wide, I'm going to want 1.25 inches from each side of the point so that my point is centered. I'm going to take the 1.25 inch line on my ruler, line it up right on that point of my flying goose, use a straight line across the top of my ruler so that I get a nice square edge, and cut. Now we just have one more side to go. I'm going to turn my goose around, line it up with a line on the top of my mat, center the 1.25 inch line on the point of my goose, line up one of the straight lines on the top of my ruler there. My goose should be 2.5 inches across, and I will cut. And now we have a perfectly squared up flying goose cut to 1.5 by 2.5 inches. Give it a try.